We continue to track breaking news out of the Middle East. The first phase of the ceasefire holding strong, all living Israeli hostages and hundreds of Palestinian prisoners released. New video just in of the moment that buses of Israeli hostages arrived to thousands of people cheering in the streets. Take a listen. An emotional welcome. President Trump's Middle East visit continues with a peace summit in Egypt, where he will be joined by dozens of world leaders. NBC's Alice Barr is tracking the overnight developments from Washington.
An extraordinary scene this morning in the Middle East. Israeli hostages held for 2 years in darkness and deprivation in Gaza, finally re-emerging, transferred by the Red Cross to be reunited with their families. In Tel Aviv's Hostage Square, Israelis cheering the moment they have prayed and protested for and chanting, "Thank you, Trump," as President Trump arrived in Israel to celebrate the peace deal he brokered, declaring on Air Force One,
"War is over. The war is over."
Yet hours earlier, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned the military campaign is not over. Israel and Hamas have so far agreed to phase 1 of President Trump's 20-point plan, the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners while the fighting pauses. Israeli forces pull back to new lines within Gaza, and desperately needed aid flows in. But thornier questions remain about Hamas disarming and leaving power, and how to govern and rebuild Gaza as Palestinians flood back to whatever remains of their homes.
They're going to have to start by removing a lot of the structures that you see that are down to the ground. I mean, it's blasted. This is like a demolition site.
For now, though, an emotional release and rejoicing. This mother speaking to her hostage son, who is finally coming home to her, as President Trump prepares for a peace ceremony in Egypt, marking a major diplomatic achievement and long-sought relief after 2 years of devastating war. Some 20 heads of state are set to join today's peace summit in Egypt, including Arab leaders critical to the negotiations and to helping rebuild. President Trump again promoting his proposal for an international board of peace that would oversee reconstruction in Gaza. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
While the release of Israeli hostages may be one of the first steps toward ending the conflict in Gaza, the journey for people released from captivity is only just beginning. Let's go in depth now on what's next for the Israeli hostages. A health team for the hostages and missing families forum says they will not only need long-term medical care, but may require psychological and social rehabilitation as well. The group says family members of the dead hostages will also get similar care. As the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners continues, we're working to get reaction from our neighbors on this historic moment. News 10 NBC's Christy Blake joins us live on East Avenue outside the Jewish Federation of Greater Rochester. Christy, we've heard from local organizations recently who have said this day has been a long time coming.
Yeah, 2 years, families in the community waiting for this moment, families getting to speak with their loved ones for the first time. Here's a statement from the Federation. They released this last Thursday when this ceasefire deal was first announced. The organization said in part, quote, "For 2 years, we have stood with families of the captives, praying, rallying, speaking their names, and refusing to let the world forget. Throughout this harrowing chapter, the resilience of the Israeli people and of Jewish communities worldwide has inspired us all." This is video of President Trump arriving in Israel overnight. Crowds, like you've been hearing all morning long, cheering in the streets since the first announcement of the deal and those 20 hostages released this morning. We're still waiting to hear from President Trump, but we will continue to follow this and get local reaction as the sun comes up and more people start to wake up and react to this day. Reporting live in Rochester, Christy Blake, News 10 NBC.
All right, Christy, thank you. Humanitarian aid is also expected to ramp up as part of the ceasefire agreement. Here's another live look at Tel Aviv this morning. Our coverage of President Trump's trip to the Middle East and the hostage release will continue throughout the day on News 10 NBC. The Today Show will also have complete live coverage. That starts at 7, right after News 10 NBC Today.